Kia ora, everyone. My name is Carol Clayton, and I'm from Colorado, the States. I had a really sad childhood. I was violently attacked by a next-door neighbor, and my people who said they loved me, the people who were around me, were tormenting me constantly because I was such a sad person. I cried all the time, but nobody knew what I was going through. I felt really alone. Because I was so lonely and depressed, I took up a religion. I thought, this is how I will feel connected, but instead I just felt more alienated and more depressed and more hopeless. Then at 18 I ran into Buddhism, and there weren't too many people around to teach me the right way to practice. There was just a few kids and me. And so they told me about the three things you do in the practice: chanting, study, and telling other people about the practice. And I kind of learned from trial and error that, like, if I didn't chant very much, that my life would go up and down, and if I didn't study, my confidence would get shaky. And then if I didn't do shakabuku, my practice became really kind of painful, austerity feeling, like benefits just came real slow. So I learned through just doing it that the practice, to keep that balance in the practice. And when I did, I just got so many benefits all the time. It was just like, think of something and it was there. When a major turning point in my practice was when I first met President and Mrs. Ikeda. I was in Japan, and there was a large circle of people gathered around them. They were all happy and bubbly, and I was on the outskirts again, just like my heart was always isolated and feeling left out. And there I was, feeling like an orphan. And President Ikeda must have sensed it, because he looked right at me. And the way he looked at me was not just a look, but it was like a filling of my life with this compassion, and then like a pulling up of my own confidence. Out of my own life, I could just feel my confidence rise. And so I thought, oh my gosh, at last I have like a teacher. This is what I've been looking for. More like a father, more like, yes, I have my own father, but this is like, my universal father, my father forever, a father of the heart. So anyway, I decided at that point to throw away everything I'd ever learned about life and just start as if I were a baby and re-raise myself with this practice with President Ikeda as my teacher. Then I became like really 100% committed and involved in the youth division activities, and that just really increased my fortune. I got jobs where there were no jobs to be had. I got raises in companies that didn't give any raises. I had a wonderful husband, yay, of my dreams. Everything, lots of obstacles too. But these benefits from overcoming those obstacles. One of my biggest obstacles was about 11 years ago when doctors told me I was going to die from cancer. I was so surprised how scared I was. My knees buckled and shook, I couldn't even walk. The rare type of cancer I had was really an aggressive kind, and very few people survive it. And when you have like a tumor, like a lump, to try and get everywhere where it would spread, they would cut like, a couple of feet around the tumor to try and get all the bits of it. And so like if you had it on your arm, in your hand, they cut your whole arm off. Or in your leg somewhere, they cut the whole leg off. Just to give you some chance. And mine was like inside, so they couldn't do that. Also, it's so aggressive, they couldn't do chemotherapy, didn't touch it. So I had, my total treatment was radiation. And I had so much radiation that the pain became unbearable. Just, I know a lot of women had children. I had children worse than childbirth, worse than angina. It was just over the top. I didn't know people could feel that much pain. When I studied President Keita's writings, he said that karma cannot significantly be changed without shakabuku. So I thought, I need to significantly change my karma. So we bought about 1,000 winning life books, and engaged in thousands of conversations around the hospital areas with different people about the practice. And at first it was just all, selfish to try and save my life. But as we were doing it, just like when I chant, I feel happier or better when I do shakabuku. Even for selfish, I do it. As I do it, I get more compassion just came up in my life, and pretty soon it became a real thing. And I got so involved in helping other people practice, I forgot to be scared of my own life. And I remember one day, the treatments were so painful. I was locked in the bathroom, and I was like, I was almost losing consciousness. It was so bad, and I just screamed at the top of my lungs. I'm not gonna scream in this mic, but I just screamed, "You pain! You might as well go away, because nothing's going to stop me from doing shakabuku. So you might as well go." So I just screamed that, and right then the phone rang, and it was a member from back home. And she needed, she was really discouraged with her practice and was having trouble continuing. So I was in this little fetal condition, crawling to the phone, and I just put my whole life into encouraging her to keep going. And it was so hard to concentrate. It took everything I got. And then by the end of the conversation, the pain was totally gone. That's the power of shakabuku. Unbelievable, unbelievable. 8 years ago, I was declared cancer-free, and I'm healthier now than I've been for a long time. I even have no visible scars from the surgery, but more deep. I don't have any emotional scars from my childhood. I don't cry over the things that have happened to me anymore. I just have incredible appreciation and, like I said, great joy in life. Sometimes I cry because I'm happy. And I just really appreciate the person who shakabuku'd me, who had that courage, because, the person, I was just a stranger, and a person just walked up to me and said, "Do you want to come to a meeting?" And I was already in another religion, and I wasn't going to practice, but that person chanted for me, and my mind somehow came up with a reason to practice, even against my what I thought I was going to do. I have so much appreciation for President Ikeda, whose efforts gave me the opportunity to practice in the first place, who is the greatest mentor I can't imagine. And this debt of gratitude I can never pay back. I just try a little by, spreading this practice. And thank you so much for making me feel like a part of your family too. Thank you.